Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. The new college football AP Top 25 poll is out after we wrapped up a week 4 of the regular season. Here's a look at your top 10 teams. No change at the top, as you see there. Your number 1 team, Ohio State, was on a bye this week. Has a big one, though, on CBS next weekend against Washington. Number 2, though, the Hurricanes move up from number 4. The same Nittany Lions at 3 had a break this week. They'll need it before they see Oregon next week. Oklahoma, John Mateer cracked the top 10, as you see there, move up 4 spots from number 11 to number 7 in the latest AP poll. Indiana, though, is probably our biggest mover after they beat Illinois, who, by the way, falls from 9 to 23 in the rankings. Out of the top 10, as you take a look here at 11 through 20, Texas Tech, my gosh, makes a big jump from 17 to 12 after their big Big 12 win over rival Utah. And a look at the rest of the teams that round out the new AP Top 25 poll. Southern Cal has entered the chat, and also TCU. We're going to break it all down for you as we welcome you inside our CBS Sports HQ studios. I'm Jordan Giorgio. Damien Harris joins me here on set. Brad Crawford joins us from afar. Guys, let's go ahead and start here with Oklahoma, who makes a big jump here. And I think Oklahoma and John Mateer has been kind of one of those teams, quarterbacks, who've maybe been overlooked. And I think it's time that we start taking them a little bit seriously. What do you think?
Well, they've played really well this year. And
Yeah.
John Mateer, he's the favorite for the Heisman for a reason. I mean, he's the next in line for Oklahoma dual-threat quarterbacks that have a massive impact for their team. Now, I will say, I do have a bit of concern for this Oklahoma team because outside of John Mateer, where are their offensive weapons? He is the offense right now. And I look at the run game, and I'm not necessarily as disappointed in the production or the lack thereof from the running backs, but it's more the determination to run the football. The reason I say I'm worried about this, with John Mateer, everybody looks at him and says, wow, he is a great game-breaking player. What I see when I turn on the tape, when you really look at the nitty-gritty, he plays off schedule. He plays backyard football. He misses easy reads, and then he tries to play superhero ball to make up for it. Well, yeah, that works a lot early in the season when you're playing lesser competition. But once you get towards the end of the season, once you get towards the grueling part of your schedule, trying to make an SEC championship, trying to make the college football playoff, you're going to be playing against better defenses, more disciplined defenses. And when those off-schedule plays don't work, if you don't have an identity or have the ability to run the ball, just line it up and call it, well, when the defenses get harder, when the circumstances are tougher, then what do you rely on? How do you get a rhythm when those off-schedule plays don't work and you haven't established the run game?
I do want to play off of that. And, Brad, I want to get you in on this, actually, because you mentioned it. They do have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up. He has led the team in rushing with 29 yards against Auburn. Then he led the team in rushing in their other big win this season against Michigan. Brad, to get you in on this, are you concerned that maybe Oklahoma in their offense is too centered around John Mateer? Is that even possible?
I just want to see where Jay Nott is. I mean, he was the post-spring mega signing out of the portal from Cal and has like 10 total carries. He's buried on the depth chart, similar to Mekhi Hughes at Oregon. And Damien mentioned it. The lack of a run game behind John Mateer is certainly worrisome. But so much negativity right now surrounding an unbeaten Oklahoma team. Come on now. Think about this. They still play 6 ranked teams in the SEC, already have 2 signature wins, beating nationally ranked Michigan and Auburn. I think Oklahoma's a team. I've had them in the playoffs since week 1. They're a team that could potentially finish 9-3, not make it to Atlanta, and still get to the playoff based on how brutal this schedule is. So I'm still on board with Oklahoma despite not having a run game behind Mateer, and I like Brent Venables calling the plays defensively. 9 sacks against Auburn, that's insane.
It is, and I want to piggyback off of Brad because I sat here and talked about concerns for Oklahoma. He's right. They're 3-0. They have signature wins. They're one of the best teams in the country right now, and the concerns for the offense, the mitigation for that is this defense. Like Brad just said, coached by Brent Venables, 9 sacks against Auburn. This is a top 5 defense in the country. So again, even if you're a little bit off schedule on offense, you can bank on this Brent Venables defense to get you the ball back and give you more opportunities on offense. And really, that's what makes Oklahoma so dangerous. The more times you give John Mateer the ball, the more opportunities you give him to make big plays that break the game open.
Let's go ahead and look elsewhere on this new AP Top 25 poll that just was released. Indiana, as I mentioned earlier, probably the biggest mover after they, of course, beat Illinois, who falls from 9 to 23. But let's focus on Indiana here. Brad, How much did Saturday's win boost their resume?
It was a huge momentum booster. I mean, Kirk Cignetti said after the game that it was fun playing the Grinch in the second half last night and just teeing off on Illinois with a big lead. I think most of us national guys assumed that the Hoosiers would take a step back in year two after getting to the playoff last season, but they looked the part. I mean, they're elite right now through week 4. They still have to play Penn State and Oregon, but some of the heavyweight of the schedule is behind them now after beating Illinois. As long as you split those 2 matchups against the Ducks and Nittany Lions, I think Indiana's going back to the playoff as an 11-1 at large. You see there, they have no issues scoring points. You've got Mendoza right now, one of the Heisman frontrunners, after a 5-touchdown outing against Illinois. Kirk Cignetti has it rolling right now. And if I'm an Indiana fan, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit worried that if one of these SEC jobs come open here in the next couple of weeks, Cignetti might be target number 1 for maybe Gainesville or Arkansas.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's kind of where I was going to lead this conversation, because when you look at this Indiana offense, this Indiana team as a whole, I would even go a step further and say they have taken a step from last year. I think Fernando Mendoza has this offense in a better position than Curtis Rourke had them last year. Then you think about what Kirk Cignetti has done in the trenches. He has built this team to be able to withstand the Big Ten toughness in the trenches. We know that's where football games are ultimately decided. So when you've got a quarterback playing as well as Mendoza is playing, when you've got the trench battle locked in the way that Kirk Cignetti has, it's no surprise that they're having the success that they're having. But again, that's what Florida wants down in Gainesville. That's what other programs that aren't getting the success. I mean, I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but even we're looking at Clemson, we're trying to figure out what they're going to do with Dabo Swinney.
Facts.
So it's not even just the SEC. There are a lot of coaches that might not be in the hot seat right now, but could find themselves there by the end of the season. And again, Kirk Cignetti has to be prime target number 1, because when you look at what he's done with this Indiana program, the quarterback play, the explosive offense, the tight-knit defense, and most importantly in the trenches, that wins you football games. Regardless of what conference you're in, when you play that brand of football, you win football games.
Well, we're going to talk a lot more about the coaches on the hot seat as week 4 of the college football season has wrapped up in a little bit. So keep it here, right here on HQ. So we just obviously talked about Indiana. They jump up 8 spots in the latest poll to 11. Right behind them at 12, Texas Tech, 4-0 with a big Big 12 win over Utah. Is Texas Tech the best team in the Big 12, Brad?
Yes, and they have been since July. I have called this every week now. I think Texas Tech would beat Utah yesterday, and they did it with a backup quarterback. 24 points in the fourth quarter, 3 unanswered touchdowns. Will Hammond, he really impressed me. You know, you see the starting quarterback there, Baron Morton, go down after that targeting penalty early in the third quarter, and Texas Tech did not let up. Man, they stepped on Utah's throat, a tough team to beat on the road. And looking at the rest of the schedule for Joey McGuire, they don't play another top 25 team in Big 12 play. So Texas Tech could essentially go on cruise control and be 12-0 going to the Big 12 championship game. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but Texas Tech certainly looks like if there's a playoff lock from this conference, it's the Red Raiders.
All right, so you're booking Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game. What are the chances, though, we also see Utah in a rematch of what we saw yesterday?
Well, I think there's a very good chance. I think that Utah didn't play to their capabilities. I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. Texas Tech played the better brand of football. They look faster. They look better in the trenches. They look better, more explosive. And let's not forget to mention the defense. I mean, they only gave up 10 points to a Devin Dampier-led offense, and we expected him to have a breakout game. Now, what I will say about Utah is we know that they are a team that the Big 12 has gotten accustomed to being a tough team, a tough out, and a team that when you get towards the end of the season, you don't want to play them because they do play good defensive football and they're good in the trenches. So I would not be surprised at all to see them back or see them face each other again, whether it be for a Big 12 championship. But I would expect to see a much better performance for Utah offensively. I mean, Devin Dampier, he was not efficient yesterday. He threw the 2 interceptions, couldn't really find a rhythm, didn't get much going with his legs. Like I said, that was not their best performance. I think that they regroup. I think they get back to the drawing board. And again, if they see each other again in the Big 12 championship, I expect a different result as far as competitiveness. Maybe not win or loss, who wins, who loses, but I expect it to be a more competitive game.
All right, guys, we'll leave it there for now, but you can get so much more AP Top 25 poll chatter on the College Football Insiders podcast, okay? It's a CBS Sports podcast, and we make it easy for you. All you got to do is scan that QR code on your screen and watch and listen wherever you get your podcasts.